Hey, what's going on, guys? Looks like I am live here, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about how to choose a stake pool or how I have chosen a stake pool, and I'm going to go through some thoughts here that are other than the kind of the parameters that are analyzed in the Daedalus wallet, and those are you can look into that, and I haven't had a whole lot of time, honestly, to think about that side of it. I was mostly thinking about other stuff, as like not really thinking about the percentage of the return, or um, maybe thinking about the pledge of the stake pool operator. The pledge is how much um, of their own stake that operators have put into their stake pool, and it's kind of locked in there. It's a minimum amount that they've made a commitment to have in there, that if they go below it, their pool won't operate. That's just how I understand it anyway. Um, and somebody else might be able to clarify that a little bit more. So there's the percentage of rewards that the stake pool operator claims, the amount of pledge that they have. There's kind of the minimum amount that they take every time they produce during a epoch. But I think that's a flat amount that all stake pool operators kind of get that minimum. And there's other things like how much, and this is more of something I would consider, is how much live stake there is in their pool. Which, because they could have too much and they could be oversaturated, and then they actually would lose on getting rewards. Um, but I personally kind of lean towards looking for stake pools that have much lower active pledge, under a million. Being part of a delegating to a pool that is under a million, has under a million in active stake, is I think a good thing to do, to look for those operators in that group that are really trying hard and um, looking for delegators, and they care about the community, they care about decentralization, they care about doing good work and being transparent and present and working with the community. And these are all valuable things that I look for. So what got me thinking about this was I was on the Cardano Stack Exchange. Definitely check that out. It's pretty cool. There's, and I'll get to that question, but you get on here, there's all sorts of great questions. I think it'll be a lot more better curated and more focused than Reddit as time moves on. A lot more maybe technical, and I think it'll be um, a really good resource for information and community support in the future. And you can get on here. It's an open beta right now, so I believe anybody can make an account and log in. So this is pretty exciting. This is big news itself here. This is what got me thinking about stake pools and how to choose one. So get on here, scroll down. Maybe there's some questions you can answer, or maybe you realize there's a question you have that that maybe somebody can help out with. But the one that jumped out to me today, see if I can find it on this list. It might be bumped down the list now. I know I can get to it one way or another here. Yeah. So this person had a really good question. They said, I'm ready to delegate to a pool. I know the easiest options are to use Daedalus or Yoroi, and um, looking at kind of the ranking system in there. But how do I choose which pool to stake to, and does it really matter? They talk about a post that they found on Reddit, and they referenced, and there was a lot of good thoughts on there, and some stuff that I'm going to talk about were on that post, so you can go and check that out if you want. Which does a good job of describing saturation and pledge. It also discusses what the fees mean. What I'm really asking here is that I don't understand why it might matter which pool to delegate to, when it seems that um, the return's about the same no matter what. Um, so they're wondering like how to think about it a little bit differently or what to look for. Um, so I was thinking about it. I decided to answer the question on here um, because I had really the same kind of same trouble at first figuring out who to stake to, and I just kind of looked. I opened up Daedalus. There's a list on there of like 2,500 stake pools now, and I looked within the top 10 on that list, and I picked one. I think I clicked on it because I thought the name sounded cool. I think it was F4 ADA. I don't know. And I clicked on it, and they actually had a website. That was something I was looking for. I was looking for somewhere else to go to get more information about it. So I went to their website, and they said they ran on solar panels, and I thought that was cool. So that's who I staked with. And they're multi-pool. They run multiple stake pools now. I think they have 2 or something like that. And it was definitely, and I think when I started staking with them, they were actually pretty low as far as active stake goes. And but they had been in operation. They said they'd been operating since like the testnet, and they had been around for a while. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then kind of in the meantime, and I got rewards every epoch staking with them, which was nice. In the meantime, I was reading more in the community, getting more tapped into the Twitter, seeing more stake pool operators come up, and started to get a more of a feel for the community and the fact that there are different different choices out there as far as values and philosophy within the stake pool community, and there were legitimate choices that I hadn't considered early on. Um, some of those, like, do you value decentralization? Like, if it's not a big deal, if you don't really think about it a whole lot, there's no reason not to just stake with any stake pool, and why not the ones that have the most stake? Like, why not delegate to a stake pool that has like 40, 50 million active stake? You're very likely to get block rewards every single epoch. But some of those larger pools are, the 10th one under the same brand and the same operator. And when you start uh, getting into that sort of pattern where the stake pools are all just, there's just like a bunch of big brands. There's like, um, and I wish I had this pie chart up. I know it's on this website. Um, so there's a really cool pie chart on this website that shows single pool operator, single pool operators. So an operator that's just wanting to run single pool, and how much share of delegations they have compared to highlight favorites, hide labels. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Rewards. It's probably right in front of my face. And then compared to pools that are running um, multiple pools under the same brand, like Binance holds a huge chunk because a lot of people just have their ADA on Binance and they stake it on Binance, and Binance gives them a kind of a whatever reward they give them. I can't say exactly what it is. I haven't researched it. So Binance is raking in a ton of ADA every epoch because they're staking hundreds of millions worth of ADA, or they're having hundreds of millions worth of ADA delegating through their pools. And if people would just get off of Binance and find I prefer single operator pool to stake with, one that they kind of relate with and agree with, it would do a lot for decentralization and really really people should consider why they're staking with a stake pool that has multiple stake pools. If they really agree with the brand and really like the philosophy of the people who are operating it, like how they're doing it, really enjoy content that they're producing, just think it's super valuable, then by all means, stake with those guys. But if you're just doing it because they popped up on a list and you clicked on it, and there are a lot of stake pools out there that are completely saturated, that are well way beyond um, the reasonable limit, and people are just wasting their delegation in those pools. Let's see if I can find the information here. Yeah, like you got these out here. Adult, that's one that's way oversaturated. 77 million. I think the limit's like 65 million. Look at Binance hanging out here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Binance pools at 65 million. ADA. That's ridiculous. So yeah, 400 million ADA staked to Binance, when it could be, down here with all these single operator pools, they could be shifted up into this field, and we could see way more effective delegation. Like, look at this. As this is what the decentralization of Cardano looks like. I mean, you've got a couple hundred here above 10 million. Like, I don't even know. Can I like pick them and highlight and see how many are actually there? I wish it gave me the number that I'm actually looking at, how many are here, but it's not very many, So yeah, if you're staking with any of these, especially these ones that are completely saturated, especially Binance, some of these, it's the seventh. I don't even know what this is. Maybe they're awesome, but like some of these are like the seventh, sixth, seventh pool that this one brand is operating. That delegation could be shifted back here. When I'm thinking about looking for a delegator or a stake pool to delegate to, I'm gonna go on here to pool tool and I'm gonna drag this down to the 1 million mark. These are the like just starting out, uh, sort of small business stake pool operators. Um, I'm trying to look at this. There we go. ROS for stake. These are the ones I would look at. It narrows the field down. These are the ones that are just starting out. A lot of them are single operator pools. Some of them might be the second pool of an already existing brand. Personally, I would stay away from that. I don't know, is that another Binance pool? Anyway, so I would look down here, and then you can, you can pick one of these and do some more research on them. Like this is kind of crazy. These I think are just ones that got lucky, got picked for several. They got picked to produce several blocks, kind of by chance, and this is more of like the average here. And a lot of these are, around 5% ROS, which is what you basically get no matter who you stake with. So you could pick one down here. Don't chase like crazy highs because that looks like luck. And just find a good one to stake with. This is actually the one that I'm staking with right now. And let's see if he's got some information on here. I know he's running a stake pool on Raspberry Pis, which I think is awesome. And that's what I want to do. And I'm working towards it. And you can look at the videos on my channel. I'm also in the Plutus Pioneers program right now, so I'm having trouble making any progress with the stake pool. But but I'm making progress in one way or another, so that's good. But anyway, Easy One's on here. He has YouTube content present on Twitter, easily accessible, friendly, easy to communicate with. He's making good content for the community. He's a developer. He's got Project Catalyst proposals for really valuable, or a Project Catalyst proposal. So there's a lot of reasons to support the stake pool. He actually just quit his full-time job too to go full-time in Cardano. So even more of a reason to support what he's doing. And let me see if okay, I'm trying to figure out if I can find the links. Yeah, so you can check out trends on here, and I got to learn more about. So he's got 100,000 pledge. It's a pretty big pledge that he's put down there, which is I think it's pretty important. Um, when I start a stake pool, I'm gonna put down about half that. And I think it shows how much skin somebody has in the game, and it's a good thing to look at. The delegators, Epoch. Anyway, so he's got it's an all right lifetime ROS, and I feel like it's gradually going up. He's big. We've been producing blocks more and more lately. You can check out his website, and yeah, he's present on Twitter, YouTube, and all that stuff. And I think you can get to all those probably through his website. He might have links, but anyway, it's Crypto Joe 1-on-1 on Twitter, and Easy One on YouTube. And I found him just looking for information about how to run a block producing node on a Raspberry Pi. So yeah, there's lots of things to think about. If you value decentralization and low power usage, like think about what is the stake pool that you're delegating to, are they using like Google Cloud servers to run their stake pool? I mean, that could be a really good backup, or there are some situations where it really makes sense to do that. But is it really, is that really the best way to do it if the goal is decentralization, independence, and resilience against censorship and kind of malicious activity? When the more servers that are run by private individuals on like bare metal in their house, the harder it'll be for any of these big companies to form some sort of attack on Cardano as far as trying to shut it down or making it harder for it to operate. So it's something to consider. Yeah, so I mean, I would just recommend, for looking for a good web presence, see if you can communicate with the stake pool operator, see what sort of content they're producing, how they're interacting with the community, what's their attitude. Are they like full-time in Cardano or not? Or are they planning on, or are they trying to get to that goal? Some of these stake pools even offer extra rewards for people for staking. They'll even, Easy One, he did do a like a giveaway of the Kulo. He saw that on his page, but I closed it. But his coin, that his token that he minted, he did a giveaway of that. And some people are giving away ADA as well. So yeah, just consider that stuff. And this is a great place to do research. One cool thing I saw that I want to see how it like develops, or how this works. But there's actually a choose a portfolio thing on this pool tool, website where you can go, and the one that jumped out to me was the Pi Folio, and this is Raspberry Pi small stake pools. And none are popping up right now, but there were 2 on here earlier today. You have filters applied. Please reset. Oh, filter. Okay. So, I mean, Easy One should be on here too. Right now, Barry's on. He's the dude who did, what's that called? Space Buds. But he also was one of the first to start a stake pool in Raspberry Pi. And been around for a while. And does, well, see, his ROS isn't any more than Easy One on average. So, and what's his lifetime rewards? Cool. Lifetime fees, lifetime stake, pledge, variable fee. He's got pretty low fee. So, and he's at 16 or 6 million active stake, live stake. I have to learn more about the difference between these two things. And like I said, I wasn't really thinking about the numbers per se, but more of the social and philosophical ideas behind why to choose a stake pool and how to look into it. And I think really just being involved in the community, getting connected in Twitter, seeing what you can find on YouTube, and just kind of digging into that. And really, starting by narrowing the field down to kind of the pools that have a lower amount of pledge, just to help out people who are starting and kind of increase that decentralization, push more of the small stake pools up into that higher delegation, sort of make it a little bit more evenly dispersed. And you can see how it's super dense down in the lower end down here. Like we could even this out a bit more, push more up into here. But obviously do your research, make sure they're worth supporting, because some of the ones down here are just like dead pools, basically. I don't know. Not that anything is wrong. That's actually a pool on here, Deadpool, but they're just there, not really doing, and the operator's not really active or involved. But anyway, I didn't want to make this super long. It's just sort of a some thoughts for new people to consider. And yeah, I want to try to do videos as regularly as possible. I do need to get to some homework for tonight, some reading. Oh, there's Barry. Under the $10 million mark. So yeah, do your research. Look for a good pool to stake with, and have a great evening. Thanks.